to message this person, and it just, you know, this channel could have went to this fucking rocket, to the fucking moon, if it wasn't for these people, straight up. And it is just sickening. It just makes me so fucking sick. I mean, who are these people to call scammers when this app is made to make money? Who are they to judge? Who are they to play fucking God? I mean, somebody tell me this, because that's what they think they are. I mean, they steal my fucking dog and cover it up and call it rescue. They try to say I did a homicide in Arkansas. They try to set me up for a gun charge. They run Dolly over. They make up shit for content for me. I mean, how is this all cool? And I mean, how are so many people on board with what they do? And most of you guys are scared yellow-bellied motherfuckers, tails between your legs, and I'll never understand that. You say, oh, it's bullshit, this and that, but you sit there and tolerate it. You guys don't do nothing. You're scared of them attacking you. But I gotta be strong for you guys and listen to you guys. It's alright, I'll just talk to myself. You guys can just fucking listen. See how long the live go with no... It has been getting darker earlier. want barbecue sauce in yours?
I'll do it separate.
First day of falls tomorrow, Danny? Grab the other charger cable out of there. Grab the other. And this is what I mean. Everybody comes in, Troll fucking City. So how's everybody's night going? How's night going? You know, guys, I don't ask for much. I mean, if you guys are at least going to come in live, just, hit the like button, for real. I know my regular people are hitting it, and I appreciate that. Thank you, Maria. Maria, I think half of them come in, 3/4 of them, just to piss me off. For real. I mean, it's out of control. It's out of control. Mike. I'm almost done, guys. Because they got my main account shut down, Doug and Blues Adventures, and I had a backup account that was Simple Off Grid. So I changed that to KTM Adventures. And then they start to mass report that account and get it shut down. So I had to make another Simple account. And now I can't get into the KTM Adventures or Simple account because on the KTM Adventures I set it up with an email that I never used besides with that account, and I can't remember what that email was. Now on Simple Off Grid, I had somebody hack my shit and change my email. So when I go to log into it, even though I got the password in my old email, they managed to change my email. So when I go to log in, they want to see a confirmation to a different email that I did not associate that account with. Thank you, Hazel. Mike, I make pork steaks, buddy. Potato salad and corn. Thank you, Mike. Guys, I'm not gaining no ground. I'm not gaining no ground. And I'm trying to be patient and calm with you guys. I truly am. I truly am. And it's not your guys' fault. And that just goes to Rick, Maria, Lisa, Mike, you guys that stand behind me. But I'm losing my channel. I'm straight losing my channel to what these people do. Thank you, Mike. I like how they always come back with it. Maybe if you take some responsibility for what the fuck you did. We're talking a year later. Beat a fucking dead horse dead. This motherfucker's been beat to death. Shut the fuck up. Pet dog. Maybe if you take some responsibility for what you did. Yeah, slide and shift changing son of a guns. Welcome in, Sandy. Thank you, Hazel. I know I have, pet dog. I know I changed my life for the better. I know I have. It's been almost a month since I've had a drink, and I'm doing everything I can. And these people are drowning me. They're drowning me. Smitty, go fuck yourself. For real, Smitty. Go fuck off. And that's how I talk, Smitty. So if that's a problem, fucking leave. I don't need your permission to tell me how I need to talk. That's for sure. You get your way, you'll have the rest of the gifters I do over there gifting like Diana does for people you want them to gift to, huh? Mm-hmm. It's, Maria, it's so fucking disgusting. So disgusting. Andrew, I know, Maria, I know it. But I am their content. I am the person that they have got to talk bad to be about. It got to be me that they got to talk about. Mitch pork steak. We're about to get blasted with another rainstorm again. I'm going to have to light up the wood stove in the tent. It's a little bit chilly right now, guys. I got my hoodie on. It's a little bit chilly. Abby, the bigger stove is about almost 3 times the size of that stove in there. It's quite a bit bigger. So what did everybody do for dinner tonight? Anything good? Abby, what are you guys getting the wood stove for? Because it's the same company I got my wood stove for. I mean, what are you using it for? I ain't even lit it yet, Mitch. I'm gonna have to here in a minute. Mama Bear, you know I see you come in here and you never talk no more. Yep, Brenda, fun's over. Now it's time to clean up the camper. what I did last night, Lisa, or Michelle. I was in bed early. Well, not early. I was asleep by 10:15 and up at 1 and couldn't get back to sleep. When I get tired, Andrew. How many people in here has been watching me from the beginning? Mike, you've been watching me from the beginning? Don, I will never entertain your kind of company. I got nothing to prove to you guys. You don't fucking pay my bills. Don said, what'd Don say? Don't worry, his gifters will pay for it because God knows he ain't gonna work. They're sifting. You can see all the players that are in there. You go to Don's live, you could see all the players. You go to somebody else's live, you could see the same fucking people. They're all the same people. Sickening. Yep, I remember that, Don. I'm glad you remember that. Yep. Don is live. He's doing a talk about me and Camp Talk Chris, how we're scammers. If I'm a fucking scammer, everybody on this fucking app's a scammer. That's just what it comes down to. Mitch, we got a red Australian Shepherd. Rick, that's what I'm saying. Anybody that gifts somebody, not the gifters, but the receiver, they're a scammer. Point period. You know that. You know that. I know that. Never even heard of him. Detroit Mike. Never heard of him. He's a huge scammer on here. I know that, pet dog. I know that. The point is they're fucking destroying my channel. They're fucking destroying it. And there's no coming back from it. I mean, there's not. It just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. Guys, give me a second. I'm going to throw some coals in the wood stove real quick. I got to use the shovel, dig them out of the fucking fire pit real quick, transfer them into the stove inside, throw a couple logs in there. I can't take you guys with me on the journey. Multitasking here, so please bear with me. What I miss? Thought his face looked healthier. Sure, what are you talking about? I'm getting older. How the fuck does my face look healthier? Fuck, you know it's true, Debbie. You absolutely know it's fucking true, Debbie. And I appreciate that, Debbie Lynn. That's the God's honest truth. I appreciate that. You know, guys, I'm going to be real with you. Like, for real with you. Like, fucking deep with you guys. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. And I don't give a fuck if they make a short out of it or not, because I'm being honest with you guys. I got on this app. And it was never to get on this app to make money. To a certain degree, it was to make money, but I figured it was going to be by my shorts. I figured I'd get paid by my shorts, okay, on here. That's what I try to do on YouTube. I was on YouTube before I was on TikTok. Yeah, I'm for real, Superfly. But TikTok is so hard to take off. And I mean, there's some people that can just take off and they don't do shit. And there's some people that can't. And I've never figured that out. I have never figured out why that's possible. Why this guy over here, not doing shit, no content, his fucking shit just takes off. And this guy that got content, trying to show people what he knows, don't get nothing. No views, nothing. I've never been able to figure that out. Never have. But I remember, getting over here and I was able to go live with you guys. I was so excited to be able to go live, for the first time. Like in March of freaking 24, I was able to go live. End of February, beginning of March. And I was excited. And for like 2 or 3 weeks, there's nobody coming into the live. Maybe one person. But I'm getting bananered off the fucking live. And I'm like, why the hell am I getting bananered off the live? There's nobody even in here. What did I do? And they're getting me for like hateful speech and stuff. So I'm trying to wrap my head of like, what's going on, And I'm trying to figure this out because at that time, there's 2 creators that I know that live like I was and was doing content. And that was Adrian and that was Camp Talk Chris. Those were the only 2 creators I know that live like I do in a tent and everything else. Get up, cook meals, stuff like that. I had no clue about battles. And I'm not BSing nobody. I had no clue about battles. Did I see Camp Talk Chris do a battle few here and there when I was watching them before I was able to go live? Yes. But I didn't know you can make money off of gifts. This was all new to me. People in the chat were teaching me this stuff. They're saying, Doug, put up an Amazon wish list. All these people will help you, this and that. And I'd like, no, I don't feel right about that. Then I tried to do it because everybody kept saying, do it. It's the right thing to do. Do it, Doug. People will help you. I couldn't get it to link. It linked. They go to my Amazon wish list and it would just show like a thing of Folgers or something. So I gave up on it. And I've had, a few people cash at me, since I've been on here, which I don't got cash app no more. So God bless their hearts. They shut it down. But I got into the battles. People saying, battle, Doug, battle. You can make money doing battles. It's okay, battle. Like I said, I had no clue about battles. I had no clue that you can make money on this app through gifts. I had no clue. I thought it was like YouTube. You got paid by your shorts. I got in a battling, okay? And I remember people coming to me saying, stay away from Camp Talk Chris. He's a scammer. He's a dry beggar. And I've been watching Camp Talk Chris for a while because I like his kind of content. And that's the kind of stuff I do. So I'm watching Camp Talk Chris, and I'm like, this guy's pretty freaking cool. He's out here roughing it, doing the best he can with what he got. And people are into what he does. People like his kind of content. That's fucking awesome. So we're battling. And I go to battle Chris, and I'm ecstatic. Camp Talk Chris is TikTok famous. I get to battle him, and we fucking beat him. And I got these people coming sending me hateful gifts at the time. And I'm not for sure. I see a comment in here. Don't tell him, but we're going to gift you. We hate him. He's a scammer, this and that. And I'm like, what is going on? I didn't realize how big the picture really was going on until I had to walk my fucking happy-ass shoes in it. So I would do battles with Camp Talk Chris here and there. I didn't always win. There's times he would smoke the shit out of me. But then I got together a good team. A really good team. Okay? And the only way that I can see why they think it's justified and who they are is because I was in a campground living in a tent. I had to take my channel for a different direction than the way that it was going because I had to leave the resource center because I had no permission to be there the first year. And I had no clue. Maintenance man gave me permission. Property owners didn't. So when I did good in battles and I started making money, I had to be a scammer. And they're still on me. Still on me. I mean, we go from stealing somebody's fucking dog to try to set him up on other situations to put him in fucking prison. And they're all the same hitters. They all got each other's back. But it's gone too fucking far. Way too far. And yes, my channel started and I was going to get my kids back. You're exactly right. I was going to get my kids back. You are absolutely right with that comment. I was going to try to get my kids back. Thank you guys for the gifts. How are you? See, the world doesn't work the way we want it to work, okay? It's easy for people to say, okay, because you were in a relationship and you only get to see your kids this much or this often, you know, you're a piece of shit father. Well, you can't help what the mother does, okay? Because sometimes the mother uses the kids against dads. It don't make dads a bad fucking father. It doesn't. Dad's got feelings too. It means mom wants to use the kids as a fucking tool to get a hold of you. And I've been through that shit too much. But it's easy on the people on the outside to sit here and judge me that don't know a fucking thing about my personal life to say, he don't pay his child support. He don't see his fucking kids. They have no fucking clue what I do. But they sure to run that cocksucker really quick, ain't they? It just, I'm so tired of what they do is what I'm tired of. And they get by with it. You know, they make shorts of people that follow me. Piper, you have no fucking clue what you're talking about. So Piper, don't go there with me. You have no clue what you're talking about. So Big K, Don says that you're JT. I just want you to know that. Don says you're back and that you're JT on that account and that you're pretty much fucking Scar. You got time to come into the box, Big Tay? Let's make them a liar. Let's prove the awareness that they're fucking a liar again, making shit up for content. Would you mind coming into the box where we can hear your voice? Because it would rest a lot of shit. It would make Don look completely fucking stupid. Ball's in your court, Big Tay. Is that fire even starting in that wood stove? Who is this Fango? Evidently not no troll. He's a... Alright, Big Tay. Big Tay says he'll come in a box tomorrow. But anyway, guys, you know, I'm a live creator. This is how I've been making my living for the past year. And right now, with everything going on, the arguments people seen me and Edgy have that shouldn't have even heard, because that's our personal fucking business. It's nobody's business. The way that I had to handle my situation with the people that are fucking attacking me, calling me scammers, the channel's went to shit. The channel has went to shit. You know, I'm not a creator that can sit on here and put rubber bands around a fucking gallon jug until it explodes and makes money. It's never worked that way. Okay, the way I've made my money is to people gifting me in battles. I've never been able to go live, make a live go for, I try to do that for I ain't got a battle to have my income come in by giving you guys content. You guys are starving me the fuck out is what I'm getting at. And I'm trying to do the best I can with what I'm working with here at camp, trying to give you guys content, but you guys are starving me out. Because it's to prove your point, because people knows their fucking voice. They know Scar's voice. People know JT's voice from being in freaking Ding Ding's box defending me. I know you got no money. But what you want to do is you want the hateful gifts, just like everybody does overseas where you're from. You're not the only player that plays this card with me. I got fucking lined up at the door because they know if they battle Doug, they get hateful gifts. Oh my gosh. What? Fucking tripped right over him. Oh, come on, Bobo, come here. It's okay. He's laying right there under my damn feet. Right. I'm almost busting my head on a damn step. Lucky he didn't bite you like he did me. Oh, that's a shocker too. Is that fire going in there? I might have to put more coals in there. Look, I tried to not step on them again and fucking stepped right on them again. Shine light on that wood stove again. I'm going to put some more coals in there. I'm about ready to come in a minute because it's about to piss the ass off. Good idea, by the way. Putting that down. Sorry, guys. We're going to go inside. It's about to rain. I'm going to plug this inverter into the lights in there where I can see. You guys could see. We'll take this party inside. Oh my. I'm about to start throwing shit. I'm just making mess after mess after mess. Give me a second, guys. I just knocked on my whole damn soda over. Camera spacing right here. Fucking smoke's running right in my face. Fuck that smoke. There'll be light in here in a second. Now we got light. Sitting there tripping and falling on everything. What'd I miss? Alright, Big Tay, if you're still in here, I will, man. No, Journey was underneath my fucking feet. Journey was laying right there on the side of me. And I got Edgy's chair right here. So what I try to do is cut between the table and Edgy's chair to get the coals, to get the fire going to the wood stove. And Journey was laying right there, stepped right on him, tripped over him, stepped on him again. I got lucky he didn't bite me. You're a big fan, huh? That was an ordeal. Then I went out there to get the phone and stuff and ended up knocking my whole damn soda over on the table. Happy Nana, I have seen the new tent. 42 followers. Goodbye, Tro. I'm renting land for the most part. I work for the farmer for rent. And if I make a little bit more, the farmer throws me some money here and there. But, you know, I ain't got no mortgage. I ain't got no rent. Little electricity needs that I do got is met. I got an inverter. I got another fucking inverter coming. I got to do what I got to do, Superfly. That's just what it comes down to. I mean, I got to do what I got to do. You know, I don't got the fucking banking like 90% of people do, where they got thousands and thousands and thousands in the bank. These people that call their self-awareness say that, you know, I made all this X money and I should have had this and should have had that. To a certain degree, they're probably right. I could have had a couple acres, but I had different routes because of the way income was coming in on TikTok and stuff that I had to do, that I was trying to get my channel to go to get to the bigger picture where I was going to be able to buy like 20 acres instead of 1 or 2 acres. But hindsight's 20/20, you know. I didn't know that I was going to get attacked being called a fucking scammer because people decided to gift to me. I could have Superfly. If I was never messed with Superfly, called a scammer, and the way I was going, I could have got 20 acres. I really could have. It depends on where you're at. You can get property like that around here, 5,000 an acre. Oh my gosh. Dad, sorry, Journey. Pup Cup, I tripped all over you, didn't I, buddy? Huh. Dad's a big meanie. Dad tripped all over you. I will give you a follow. I appreciate the gifts. But you're doing it for all the wrong reasons, is what I'm saying. So what's on our conversation topic tonight, guys? Let's hear about the football games. He says you don't want to battle if you lose. I can't even get any gifts anymore, bad one, man. I can't. I mean, I get a couple roses here and there, but I get no fucking gifts anymore, dude. That's what I said. They're fucking drowning me. Welcome to Missouri. What the hell was your hubby yelling at for you all day for? It's alright, Edgy was yelling at me all day, so... Who'd they play, Gizmo? Ooh. Edgy! That was not me, you know what? Where's Journey at? Oh. What did you leave it? Yeah, it's bone dry in this tent. This tent don't leak. I mean, it's really good. I mean, I've had good luck with bigger tents like this, for real. It's one of those things you pay for what you get. Did it even leak around the freaking stovepipe when it was coming down earlier? That's wild. They played the Browns. Who the Rams play? I just seen somebody say the Rams. The Chiefs. No, if you got the front door open, the freaking rain blows in. They played the Giants. Are they still playing? I know you guys are going to hate me for this. I don't want them to win. What's the score? I was thinking of the St. Louis Rams. That's why I said Rams, because Kansas City's a Missouri team. 6-0. Chiefs are up 6. We're only, what is this, the third week into the football game season? Didn't the Chiefs lose the first game? What about last week? Who won? They lost the first two? Damn. Maria, you know I've seen Bigfoot. I've told you that story. Dirty hits from the Chiefs. So what you guys saying, the Chiefs ain't going to make it this year? Or is it too early in the season to tell? You guys are football fans. I'm not. I'm not even into sports. It's hard for me to even sit down and watch baseball anymore. I watch them every night, Maria. I watch them every night. Watch. Edgy, do I watch documentaries on YouTube of Bigfoot every night?
Yeah.
You feeling okay, Edgy? Every night, Maria, I'm watching somebody. I like to put their stories together, Maria, and see what kind of stories they collide with, as far as evidence and stuff like that, and read between the lines on who's making shit up. You watch them, Maria, or you seen Bigfoot? Her asthma's been bothering all day. She's been doing a lot of hacking. You watch on YouTube? Maria, look into, he's a Missouri Sasquatch hunter. Try to remember this. Sasquatch Theory. Check him out. It's a lot of Missouri locations, but he does do stories out of state too. Like broadcasts, he'll bring somebody in that's live and they'll tell their story and stuff. It's really interesting. But you got to read between the lines too. But some of them are really fucking good. Yeah, it's because it's with all the rain and stuff, moisture in there. I think it's what's affecting her. Edgy said she she came up here the other night. She was in the truck, and there was eyes over there in the field, and she says it was taller than a deer. She goes, it wasn't no deer. It was taller than a deer. She goes, but I couldn't see what it was. She said, I could see the eye shine. I said, as far as you fucking know, you were looking right at Bigfoot and you didn't even fucking know it. She goes, no, there's no Bigfoot. I said, oh, there's a Bigfoot. Thank you for the rose, Slim Jim. How many people is in here has heard my Bigfoot story? All of you probably have. That's what I'm saying. Most of you guys have heard it. I figured Maria heard it because she asked that question. I can tell you that, Maria. You're a sweetheart for real. The first campground I went to you with you guys, when I got the dirt bike, we went down the Berryman Trail this summer, okay? It was right after I got the dirt bike. We left Robertsville State Park. It's when I messed my thumb up. I don't know if you guys remember that, when I fell off the motorcycle and I jammed the shit on my thumb. It was that time. We were down there at Berryman Trail. And I told you guys again that story, and I showed you guys where I seen the Bigfoot and shit. Anyway, Maria, where I was at there is where I had a Bigfoot experience about 5 years ago. Me and the ex, we went down there. It was Labor Day weekend, okay? And the reason we went down there was mainly because of me, because I could ride the motorcycle down there through the trails, and I needed to tune the carburetor in. Long story short, you guys know how I like my alcohol. I don't drink it. I fucking guzzle it. The whole weekend, that's what I did. You know, she got drunk with me Sunday or Saturday night, you know. And that morning, I was hungover like Cooter Brown. I was hurting, and I wasn't chasing the hair of the dog. But they got this switchback. They got a creek there, okay, on the other side of the campground. And they got a big old hill there, and it's a switchback. It's where the horses come down the trail to one angle of the hill, then they switch back to the other angle of the hill and back until they come to the bottom of that creek. Well, my ex was really big into horses. She loved horses, and I can hear the hoofs, you know, they're coming down the trail. So I said, Ashley, come here, come here. I said, there's horses coming down this trail. Come check them out, you know. So I go over there, and I'm sitting on a stump, and I'm waiting. And you can hear these horses coming down, and we're probably sitting there for about 5-10 minutes, and they still haven't made it down that hill. Well, she lost interest, patience, and, you know, she moseys on back to the camp to where the tent is. And the tent was probably no farther than 25 yards from there. But you couldn't see the creek or the trail from where they were coming down from where our tent and stuff was. So I'm sitting there just waiting. And it's just like I lost, I don't know how to put it, perception, track of time or something. It's like I zoned off. I remember looking over there to see what she was doing. And I looked back at the creek waiting to see these horses come down, but there's no more hoofs. What I fucking see is a big black ass end of a figure. I see his back end. And what he's doing is like he stepped off the trail over into the woods is what I'm assuming, okay? Because I know he wasn't there when I was looking. I was waiting for the horses to come down the trail. And what he does is walk up this damn hill. Now, you know it's not no brown bear, because that's what we got in Missouri, okay? Or brown bear, black bears, that's what we got in Missouri. It's not no freaking bear. This thing made hell of noise stepping on stuff. You can tell by its weight how much it weighed by the pressure of stuff breaking. And you could tell by the size that it was a big, big boy. Big boy. I thought I was hallucinating, Maria. I thought I was having alcohol detox syndromes or something. I thought I was seeing shit. I didn't tell my ex for 3 months, Maria, because she didn't believe that shit. I knew she would call me crazy. And what I did, that Sasquatch theory guy that I was telling you about to check out, Maria, they've been having reports throughout that area around Mark Twain Forest and like a freaking hour and a half radius through those woods around there. There's been people having sightings of Bigfoot. And I was just turning her on to that one night, and I went and told her, what I seen. And she called me a nut job. So a lot of people will that don't believe that shit. They will. Maria, I mean, it didn't even scare me, Maria. Really, it didn't scare me. I had the problem believing myself what I just seen. That's what it came down to. Because I've had other situations that I thought was Bigfoot situation, but I never seen it. I heard shit, but I couldn't. It was like me trying to process what I seen. And I've watched a lot of YouTube documentaries of people out there doing, their Sasquatch hunts, their Bigfoot research, looking for them, and a lot of the times people monkey gagging around, you barely get any evidence. If you do get evidence, you get somebody that's telling a story of shit that he's been through, but you never get somebody going out in the film or on film going out there researching, actually capturing one, showing an audience. It doesn't happen. You always got to hear the ass end of somebody's story or what they've happened, what they went through. I was watching one last night, and I can't think of his name, but the guy, he was in the service, and I want to say he was in Louisiana in the service down there. And on the weekends, he would go to Arkansas to I don't know how he said, I guess they were a friend's farm in Arkansas. And he says, he was young. He was 18. This is back in 75. And he said that, he went in there and they ate dinner and everything else. And him and the guys, the older gentleman that owns the house, they went into the living room and was watching some TV. And he said he heard, I guess you can call it the farmer's wife, just let out this yell scream. And they all go running into the kitchen trying to figure out what's going on. They're suspecting like a intruder came into the house or something. So they run into the kitchen, and she's sitting on the floor, and she's pointing at the window, and she's like, it's back, he's back, it's back, and they run and go and grab guns and stuff, and this guy, which is in the service, has no clue what's out there. He's thinking that there's an intruder that was just looking through the window, so they're going to go hunt him down, even though the farmer and them know what's going on, what's out there, because it's been around, a few times. But they say they took off out there and went through these fields. And they said this thing jumped over this 5-foot fence. And this guy seen what it was. He said he couldn't see his face to see what his face looks like, but he can tell by the weight, by the height of it. And anyway, he says this thing takes off running through the field, and they got a cattle fence there, okay? And he said this cattle fence was, what was it? What did he say it was? 2x6s, oak, a cattle fence. And he said this thing just plowed through that cattle fence and just shattered it like a car went through it. But he went on more and more to interesting, but that's a story that I was listening to last night. But he said, he turned in to be a police officer too. And the farmer told him, because the farmer was a produce seller around there, like the crops they grew and stuff, they would go into town and they would sell them and stuff. The farmer said, he told him, he said, don't you ever talk about this. And the reason the farmer didn't want him to talk about it, because it would ruin his credibility around there. He went to church and everything else. People would think he was a nut job. So that guy, finally 50 years later, shared his story with another person. And finally he went on YouTube and was telling it. Where's our tappers at? Thank you, Rick. Thank you, Maria. Trump is announcing tomorrow they have found a cancer for autism. He and Kennedy say it's Tylenol. How the hell is Tylenol causing autism? I don't know, Patrick. Ugh. This guy with a worm in his brain. What are you, Nombet? What are you talking about? Kennedy, the guy with a worm in his brain. You got your kid listening to this Bluetooth? Oh, Kennedy said that they found a worm in his brain. What's the scariest thing you guys ever had happen to you guys? Let's hear one of your guys' stories. Gizmo, I know you live out in the sticks. I know you got some stories. Well, let's hear a story, Gizmo. Enlighten us with the story. Come in the box. It's story time, Gizmo. I'm going to get Gizmo in here. She hasn't been in the box in a while. I can't. She got to send it. I can't send it. Her account's set on private. Sunflower, welcome back. All right. All right. Gizmo's coming in a box. Story time. I know this is going to be a good one. This better be a good ghost story, Gizmo.
Okay, it's going to sound really strange, but it's the honest to God truth. When we were living in Milwaukee, now this was a lot of years ago, we were all outside with my mom, dad, and my brothers and sister, and this UFO came up across the top of the house, and you could actually, where I was standing on the porch, it was a big silver thing, and you could actually see the people in it. Honest to God.
Stop
Yeah.
it.
No, honest to God.
Like it had like a glass bottom or something?
No, yeah, like around it was silver, and it was like shaped like they show those UFOs with
Yeah.
the lights blinking around them.
Uh-huh.
And you could see inside through the lights. You could see the beings in there. And it just sat and it hovered there for a really long time. And the Air Force, you know how by Milwaukee they have the big Air Force base? They sent jets up after it, and then it just disappeared. It took off real fast. But
What year was this, you think?
it had to be back in, let me think. I was like in fifth grade, fourth grade. So it was like a long time ago.
Back in '93.
No, later than that. It would have been 1950. No, 19.
Probably sometime in the 60s.
Yeah, I would say maybe 69.
Wow, son of a gun.
Yeah, and but it's the honest to God truth. And
Believe
I know
you,
when you say,
I believe you. I believe you. You've never given me a reason not to doubt you.
yeah, but people look at you like you're a whack job when you
course
say
they
anything
do.
like that.
Of course
But
they do.
but my ma saw it, my dad saw it, and all the neighbors saw it, and it just sat and it hovered there. And it's just like the people look like what they show on TV.
You were actually able to see these people,
Yep,
and they were
yep,
aliens?
yep,
Holy shit. You're talking with big eyes,
yep,
small, tall, what?
yep. They were like, you could see like maybe waist up, and they had like the big eyes and the long skinny arms, and they were in it.
What do you think they were doing over your house? What do you think was about to happen?
I don't know. I don't know. They didn't mean harm or anything. They were just they were just there, and they had been sighted around Milwaukee, the Air Force Base and the airport for like a long time. But yeah, it just hovered there.
That's wild, Gizmo. I think that might be one of the fucking best UFO stories I've heard, for real. For real. I
Yeah.
mean, I appreciate you sharing that. What other good stories you got? You said you had a few.
Um, that's pretty much it, I think.
That would
I know
have.
we love to talk about Gunther in the woods, but that's just because you hear really strange noises.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have floored me if I would have witnessed that. I don't know how I would have handled that. I mean, I really don't.
It was really cool. It wasn't anything scary. It wasn't anything like you thought you were gonna die, but it was pretty cool.
That's wild. I mean, I appreciate you sharing that.
Cool. Sure. I'm sure a lot of people are thinking, "Oh my God."
Imagine the short they're gonna make now, Gizmo.
That's what I was just thinking. I had to go back to private because I was arguing with a few people.
Did you hear what Gizmo said in Doug's live? And he's one of his supporters. She's on the crack pipe.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure that's going to be something like that. But that's their problem. I try not to, like you say, play into it, but I did the other night. So I had to go private so I wasn't getting emails or messages.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry, Gizmo, for what they do. I'm just
That's
glad.
okay.
I'm glad that you stand strong.
Oh, yeah.
They came in and got me, and we're scared to death. Maria, when Tommy was here, Maria, I went out. It wasn't I even went out. No, I did. I went outside and went pee, is what I did. And I came back in here in this tent that I'm in now and laid down. Tommy was out in his car drunk as Cooter Brown, passed out. And I heard a far distance away, okay, a Bigfoot call. Now, I don't know if it was actually a Bigfoot or somebody trying to call a Bigfoot to get a response. But I heard it like 4 or 5 different times, and I'm talking it was way far off. You can just hear it echoing. And I asked Edgy if she heard that. She's like, no, she was half asleep. And I went out there, and I'm standing out there where my kitchen is, where the tarp and stuff is, and the fire pit is, and I'm screaming, Tommy, 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 because I'm trying to listen. I didn't want to walk over there to where the car was and wake him up. And you can hear the coyotes going off and dogs barking too, but at the same time, you could still tell the difference between them. And when I came back in here, I was ecstatic. I was like, wow, I really heard that out here. And Edgy's like, I didn't hear nothing but coyotes. I was like, okay, well, that was fucking pointless. Read your comment above. They came in and got me and were scared to death. Well, it got quiet in here really quick. No,
I
but
was
what?
reading the comments.
But what they were saying about who said that comment? Let me look back. Patriots. What Patriots said about that comment's true. They've been watching Patriot. I've been seeing that. They've been doing that for the past year now on YouTube. That our government has been releasing information about the stuff that they've been hiding about UFOs. Like there's a whole fucking base in the ocean, whole base in the ocean where there's these UFOs are being released, but it's our government reenacting it. What they did was Roswell. They rebuilt one.
I believe that.
But I mean, it's just like Area 51. That's what they did out there too. I mean, they got a lot of people that work for the Pentagon that are talking about it now. The shit that they seen and all that, aliens and everything else. Telling that the government's been lying to us the whole time. And now they're in Congress and court and stuff talking about it and telling them, what they do know, but at the same time, not telling them, in detail what they don't need to know. They're still covering up, but admitting to it at the same time.
They know a lot that they're not saying.
Fuck yeah.
Just like with all these drones that were around, and people saw them where they went just right into the water and then came back out.
Yep, exactly. Same situation.
Yeah.
Same situation. Control is what it is. We got a lot of weird stuff in this freaking world that, unless you see it, you would never believe it. If you did talk about it, people would call you crazy.
Yeah.
Nine 6 halftime Chiefs leading. They might win this one, Rick. Called UFO whistleblowers testified on the Pentagon's transparency accountability. I don't know. I mean, the only thing that I got as far as, UFO sightings, and I was told that it was satellites that Elon Musk or whoever released, and this probably happened 5 years ago. I was going to an AA meeting, and my ex was going with me. And we were probably about 3 blocks away from the AA meeting, and I just happened to look up. Just out of nowhere. All right, Jared, I want to hear your story too. I just look up out of nowhere, and I see, well, I'm talking way up there, just a steady light go by. Then I see another steady light go by. Then another steady light go by. Then another steady light go by. And I'm not talking Gizmo 5 or 10, okay, Gizmo? I'm talking a couple hundred. And I'm like ecstatic. She's ecstatic, She calls her friend. She's like, look up in the sky. We call my aunt. My aunt sees it, looks up in the sky, sees the shit. Well, I told the story. Nobody believed me. And somebody said that they released a whole bunch of satellites, and what those were was satellites up there going in orbit. I don't know how fucking true that was, and I don't even know if it was a UFO, but I mean, that's the closest I've come to seeing a UFO. Well, come in a box, Jared. Let's hear your story.
Yeah, I'll jump out and Jared can come in.
All right, Gizmo.
Hey Doug, how you doing?
Oh, good, Jared. How you doing?
Oh, hanging in there. So I live out in the country, and I'm not that far from Dahlgren Naval Base, about 10 miles or so. So year before last, me and the girls were out back in the pool, and we were all skinny dipping. So I looked up and I saw this light, and it kept hovering over the backyard. So I said, what the hell is that? My daughter goes, Mom, I don't know. Maybe we always laugh about maybe it's aliens. So we didn't pay no more attention to it. So we get out of the pool. We go around to the side of the house. We all take a hose bath. The damn thing moved over to the side of the house and was hovering low over top of us while we were taking a hose bath. I look up and I said, there's aliens up there watching us. And it was a round, weird looking shape. And as soon as we got done taking our shower, next thing I know, I looked and it was gone.
Was it a fucking drone or a UFO?
It was a UFO.
That's wild. That's wild. No, there was a lady when I was there at the resource center the first winter when I first gone live with you guys. It was springtime. There's a lady that I was talking to for about a couple weeks, and she was going to come down with Teresa because we were going to do a big old camping trip, and it was supposed to Gypsy Lullaby was going to come down, and fucking Teresa and this other girl, and I can't think of her name, but I had her number. I was talking to her on her phone, and she shared pictures with me. I guess her family, I forgot where it was. It's outside of Herman somewhere, a little ways, but they would always go out there on the weekends in this field and watch UFOs, you know, and they would take pictures, and she shared it with me. Like, she was really, really into it, you know. That was like a passion of hers. She enjoyed that kind of shit, but I can't really personally think that, I mean, besides what I just shared with you guys, seen one. I haven't.
Well, we definitely seen one that night. We definitely seen one that night. And then, what was it, last year? I don't know if it was a drone, if the government was doing the drones, or it was an alien ship, because I watched it move across the sky. We were out laying on the back deck, and I watched it move from spot to spot in the sky. Came back over top of us again and just sit there for a few minutes. Next thing you know, it just disappeared.
That was probably when they were releasing those drones, because I don't know if you guys remember or were watching the live then. When I was at the resource center in the field, I caught those drones on fucking film too, because I heard them, and I was like, "There's no fucking way those drones are out there." And sure as shit, they were. They're like all over the fucking city.
Well, these here from Dahlgren only come in like 4 different spots in the county, and you could see them in the sky. And then when somebody, I guess, movement would start, they would get closer and closer to you.
Right.
I don't know if they were videotaping or what they were doing, but it was wild.
That's wild. That's really wild. I've only heard stories kind of like what you shared and Gizmo shared. I really don't got no firsthand experience. I believe, you know, when I seen what I thought was UFOs, I really think it was just satellites being released the way they were just, you know, that I'm sure they were, you know, good distance apart, but when you're looking up there in the skies so far, you know, it kind of looked like they're closer together than what they were. I personally really think they were satellites, but you never fucking know. You don't.
Well, this happened, the one I was telling you, the before one happened years before. This happened a couple years before the drone stuff even started.
Right.
And I know it was a UFO. We both said the same thing. It's aliens watching us. I was like, holy shit, we're sitting out here taking a shower and they're watching us.
Well, I mean, and I'm into that kind of shit. I believe that kind of shit. I believe that's why we got all of our technology from, for real. I mean, you look how fast we have grown, you know, whenever I'm going to go from since Roswell, you know, what was that in the 40s? The late 40s that happened. Look how fast technology has grown.
Yeah, we really have grown. And I do believe that there is other life form out there. I really do.
Absolutely. I believe it too. Absolutely. I believe it. Absolutely. I believe it. It was the same size as like a saucer. The first time it happened was a couple years ago. It was the size of a saucer, and it had like 3 lights on the bottom of it. And the lights were like spinning. I was like, that's fucking aliens. I know that's got to be aliens. That's got to be. Got to be. My daughter goes, well, then I guess they just saw the human anatomy of a female, Mom. I said, I guess they did. Yeah, there was
we don't live that far from Dahlgren. We only live about 10 miles. That's right there on the line, the Maryland line where it crosses over the bridge. So the base is about 10 miles from us.
Gotcha. Well, there's somebody I was watching on YouTube, and they were saying like 90% of the UFO sightings that we see here, and the United or fucking the world, they're saying that that's our government or another fucking government doing that. Is what they're saying. They said, because they were able to get their, a hold of their ship, crash, whatever reasons, and just, picked it apart and put it back together and was able to freaking reproduce it, make a new one. And they mass produce them. And they're saying, what it is our fucking government. When you hear these people that are supposedly getting abducted by aliens and all these experiments and shit on, it's supposedly our fucking government trying to control us. Now, I don't know how true that is, but to a certain degree, I believe the shit out of it. For real. I really do.
I do too. Because now you're hearing more and more and more of it.
Mm-hmm.
People wouldn't say nothing when it first happened. Like with us, we knew it was a spaceship, a UFO. We knew it. But you don't say nothing because people think, oh, you're just talking through your butt. You don't know what you're talking about. You're just crazy.
Well, they made a movie about an alien. I mean, there's a lot of movies about aliens. And, it came out. It's supposed to be, a fucking natural based on true events. But it was the fourth kind, the fifth kind, something like that. And then people said, no, that's not true. And they just tried to discredit it. Has anybody interested in the fourth or fifth kind? I think it's the fourth kind. It might be the fifth kind, but it's about a movie that happened in Alaska about a psychologist and aliens and her patients having the same problems, dreams and shit. Does that sound familiar to any of my viewers? Jared, have you seen it?
I've seen the movie. I do believe it. I truly do.
Oh, so do I. So do I.
Because you got more people disappearing today than you had way back.
Mm-hmm.
And they say, oh, well, they're just kidnapped or this or that. No, I don't believe that. I believe that they have been a specimen for UFOs.
That's a good opinion. That's a really, really.
I tell you, I hauled ass when I saw that it was a UFO. I quickly threw a towel around me and got in the house.
Well,
we live out in a rural area.
Well, what about that incident that happened in California? Somebody else said it was in fucking not Arizona, fucking excuse my language, Mexico that it happened, but I'm pretty sure it happened in California. And it was a couple of years ago where this Mexican family seen this light coming down and this fucking spaceship crashes in their pretty much backyard. So,
yeah,
you know what I'm talking about? Then they start hearing all these fucking people run, but they can't see them. They hear people on their fucking roof, but they can't see them. But then these things are looking behind these fucking equipment, and these things are tall. They're claiming tall and skinny, and they're on the phone with the police, and the whole time they're recording, and they put the shit on YouTube and stuff, and the cops actually, one of his body camera, or the camera in the car caught the light, which was the UFO coming down before it crashed, But it was wild. I mean, they were all talking about it. Then they got hushed up, The fucking government got on their ass and shut them down.
Shut them down, mind control. They didn't want nobody speaking of it. We didn't tell anybody when it happened to us.
Right.
We just talked amongst ourselves because we didn't want no black cars coming out here in men in black suits.
Exactly. You're
you don't know what they're hiding.
You shut your mouth and they'll fucking ghost your ass and make it disappear.
And when you go on the bases to work, we used to work construction on the bases. You don't say nothing. You're not allowed to tell nothing. You work someplace like we did the rail gun over there. We weren't allowed to speak about it. We weren't allowed to speak about it. It was hush hush.
Right.
So yeah, I do believe it. I honestly do. No bullshit.
I mean, I can go on all night for stories and shit that I've heard, about from other people and stuff. Because, I enjoy talking about that kind of shit, Extraterrestrials, Bigfoot, ghosts. I enjoy talking about stuff like that. I really do.
Well, that ain't nothing. That ain't nothing. My husband used to drive a truck. So we go to Pennsylvania a lot. And I would always sit there and I'd start getting tired and I'd get goofy and I'd say, the aliens are watching us. There's aliens up here because there's certain places up there are named after aliens. And so we're coming down the road and on his GPS, this is no bullshit. There was 3 green dots that followed us to the Maryland line. And when we hit the Maryland line, they disappeared.
That's wild.
He said to me, he said, you summons the damn aliens, because every time I go to Pennsylvania, I do it.
Right.
And that one night when I did it, sure enough, coming down the road, we were on the Pennsylvania side, we're headed towards Maryland. 3 green dots was on the damn GPS following us.
Wow, that's interesting. That's really interesting.
I believe in it. I'm like you. I really get tied up in it.
Well, you know what I still think about to this day, and I try to wrap my mind around what I've seen, and you know, I think back to it, and you know, it's just like somebody in the chat was talking about shapeshifters. And I don't know if that's what it was, but I mean, I seen this thing fucking disappear, reappear, disappear, reappear, disappear, and reappear, going up like a 70-degree tree going up over this fucking creek one time. And to me, it looked like a fucking werewolf crossed with a fucking panther. That's the best way I can explain it. And what I did at that time, through the such stuff I was going through, you know, because I was very emotional. I was very fucking hurt because of what just happened. You know, I believe in a lot of Native Americans folklore, if you understand what I'm saying. And what I did was go back and, you know, Googled some stuff about the Indians and stuff. And what I came up with was the definition of it's time for me to let go. Meaning, you know, the ex and everything else that I've been through. It was time for me to start over and let go, like a spiritual guidance or something. I don't know. I mean, that's the best way I can explain it.
It was protecting you, telling you to let go.
Exactly.
That's what I did that night. I saw that UFO. I hauled ass in the house. I was like, this is too damn freaky. I never had this happen before. But I do believe in it. I truly do. And now, periodically, I think the government is putting stuff out there. Drones and stuff flying over, because you'll watch it sit in one spot for like an hour. You can sit there and just watch it for an hour.
I have seen that. I have seen drones move. I have.
Yeah, and then it moves to another spot, and it'll stay there for a while. Then it'll move over to the south. It'll stay there for a little while. And then it just up and disappears.
Because they're watching us.
So yeah, I do. They are.
They're watching.
Wholeheartedly.
I mean, they say they can fucking zoom all the way down if I'm sitting outside or you're sitting outside and see what the fuck we're holding in our hand, what we're drinking.
I believe that. I do believe it, because a lot of times during the day they'll have regular helicopters fly over, looking for marijuana fields and all that shit. Yeah, they got a lot to do with it. I believe that. I truly do.
We got anybody left in here? I like these kind of numbers. I really do. It means there's less fucking trolls.
Trolls, yeah. I feel you on that. What, everybody go to sleep on us?
Like a large benefit.
Or did we?
It's been
Or did we scare the shit? We scared the shit out of them.
I think they said we're fucking boring. These people done lost their fucking minds.
Yeah, experience it, and then tell us we lost our minds.
And that's, you know, that's what people don't understand. You know, when you tell somebody they don't believe in that kind of stuff that you've seen and that you've been through, you know, it's easy for them to say, you've done lost your fucking marbles. You know, you ain't right in the head. Well, you know what?
Yeah.
It's easy for you to say that until you've been through it.
That's why I've never said nothing to nobody up until now. I know what I saw. I know it was, and it moved from the backyard to the side yard where we was using the hose, and was right over top of us. So I know, and it had 3 lights. I was like, that's a spaceship. And them suckers ain't sucking me up.
I'll tell you another scary situation. I think this jarred me more than anything. When I got out of jail, I was in jail for 6 months. And this is years ago, 7 years ago at least, 6 years ago. And
Yeah.
with the domestic on my ex for spitting and poking her in the head. And we got back together, and we were homeless at the time. And I found us a spot there in Union, Missouri, along this creek in the brush. And all we had, just a couple blankets and a cheap ass Walmart tip. And I'm asleep, like I'm borderline right there about to fall asleep. And she wakes me up. She's like, Doug, there's somebody out there. And I'm like, what do you mean there's somebody out there? And I stopped and I fucking listened. And I'm not hearing nothing, but then I hear something. It's like it's moving up towards my camp, like it's a human fucking walking, two-legged, but you're not seeing nothing. And I got the light out there, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I made a blood card. I was like, hey, man, I said, we're just here camping, trying to survive. I said, we're not being disrespectful. I said, I don't want to hurt you. I am carrying. Be respectful. And you hear something, this is no bullshit, walk past us. Not, they had to be from here to where my kitchen is walking. But you can never see nothing. There was no fucking animal. It was like somebody in invisible camouflage on 2 fucking feet walking by us. That's the best way I can put it.
I can believe that. I believe that.
It freaked me out so fucking bad, but I had to be strong for her, and I knew she was freaking out too because she can just hear it stepping on the ground and walking.
Wow. Yeah, I believe it.
Right,
But if
Rick?
I go outside and I sleep out in the yard, a lot of times I'll go out and sleep in the car or go out and sleep on the back deck. You can feel shit around you. You can't see it, but you can feel it.
Yeah, because you're in tune with your natural energy. Your natural energy, that shit don't lie. When you get a vibe and you get that feeling that something's not right, or you just get a spooky feeling out of nowhere, it's because something's telling you something.
Well, one night I was sleeping in the car and there was something moving around. The dog was right behind me. She was tied up, was a pit bull. She wasn't barking, but the cat was going ape shit, and she slid down the windshield and hauled ass running. I mean, just hauled ass running. I was like, there's got to be something to it.
That movie was Close Encounters of the Third Kind. I don't think no, that's not the movie I'm talking about. This is the woman that played in on, what the hell was that series? Something to do with zombies. There's like 2 or 3 of them she played in. I can't think of her name, but she was a star actor in it. She was a psychologist.
Wow.
I'll tell you another Bigfoot story, and I've never seen it. I never seen it, seen it, but this time. I'm trying to think of a good age. I had to be at 29, 30 years old. And outside Herman, we got Daniel Boone Conservation there. And the only camping you got around there in Herman is the city fucking park where they're so blue. And
Right.
Daniel Boone. And I used to always go out there to Daniel Boone and camp. Primitive camping. You had no running water. You had no bathrooms. You just throw your tent up. You're lucky if you had a fucking picnic table at some spots. Just a low ran, camping area.
Right.
I've been out there for years before that. We could take the kids out there, go out there for the weekend, whatever, and camp. Well, that's what I did one weekend. I had my ex's 2 kids. I had my youngest boy, CJ, at the time, and I had our 2 dogs. And now going out there, you got different spots, okay? Like these camp spots ain't on top of each other. They're like You'll be going down the gravel road, and here'll be a camp spot to the right, goes off about, 10 yards down, and there'll be your camp spot. You go a mile down the gravel road, you might see another one. Well, they got a main entrance there by a lake where you can pull over your rigs if you got horse trailers and horse camp and do some horse riding while you're there. Well, I got to notice when we went through there, these nice RVs were there. And that was unusual. I'm like, why the freak are these $500,000 rigs doing out here, especially at this kind of place, because they don't offer nothing. You would think they would want to hook up to electricity. Yeah, they got generators, but it just didn't sit right with me. Now, this gets interesting.
Right.
So that night, we get down to camp and everything's fine, dandy, get the fire going, feed the kids, that kind of stuff. Just sitting around the fire, drinking a few beers. I put the kids to sleep. Well, that whole night, the evening for like an hour before that, the dogs are acting different, okay? Like they're over there on the other side of this little pond. They're like, they smell something. Something got their curiosity. And you could see the hair just, starting to rise up on them. And I know dogs, and I know when they do that, there's something intimidating to them right there. Something has really got their attention. So probably about 20 minutes later, the dogs start to act up a little bit, like growling, whimpering a little bit. Now, this is God's honest truth. I don't give a shit what nobody says. All of a sudden, you start hearing tree knocks. Now, they say these things do tree knocks. And at the same time, at that time when I heard that knock, I was like, 2 and 2 went together. I'm thinking these guys out here in these RVs are out here doing fucking Bigfoot research through this fucking conservation here. That is exactly what it got to be. But what freaked me out was I heard a few tree knocks. I heard something get close to us. Now, I don't know if it was them or not. I never seen nothing. But what really fucking put an X in it was when these fucking dogs went in the tent and wouldn't come out. And what's even crazier is I wake up the next morning with a flat tire. That could have been coincidence, but those dogs went in that tent.
Yeah. Dogs can sense things that humans can't.
Even
For real. Because I had this one pit bull, and every Christmas when I would go to Maryland to decorate all the family's graves, they say dogs see the dead. And I would laugh at her and I'd say, "You getting thirsty, Heidi? You need a drink of water?" And she would sit there and whimper and howl when she went to the graveyard. So it's true. Dogs can see the dead.
Yep, I believe it. I've always believed
That's
that.
a true. Yeah, I believe in it. There's got to be more life form out here than just us.
There is. There is.
And I mean, the government don't want people to really think about it, because if you think about it, most people flip their shit when you start talking that.
Uh-huh.
They get real quiet and real reserved.
Good night, Papa Bear. Yeah, they do. They do.
Night, Papa Bear.
I mean, but there's a whole world out there of people that believe in the same kind of stuff that we do. Absolutely do
Yeah.
that.
Yep, I agree. But they don't talk about it because everybody thinks they're crazy.
Exactly. Well, I guess we're all crazy anyway.
I guess we are, because I certainly believe in it. I've had too much shit happen.
Uh-huh.
Doing camping and doing stuff, yeah. Just unexplained stuff that you can't make up,
Exactly right. Exactly right.
Have you had any of that stuff where you're camping at now?
Well, I told you about the Bigfoot howl that I heard when Tommy was here, like 3 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
But I don't know if it was really a Bigfoot, or somebody fucking trying to get a response from them, because you got so many people. I do calls every once in a while. I mean, somebody could think that was a Bigfoot with me doing a call. You never know. But
Right.
our biggest thing that we got is we got bobcats out the ass up here, and we're about to have some freaking wild hogs.
Oh God. Them wildcats are no joke. They turned them loose down here. They're no joke. A friend of mine hit one with a car. and then brought it back and was attempting to skin it. And I was like, what the hell are you doing? Well, I
Yeah,
figured nobody would bother me. Yeah, man, don't do that shit. If the government turn them loose, they don't want you messing with them.
well, I just found out the other day that the farmer says you can't even kill these son of a bitches. I mean, you can. You better not talk about it, but you gotta come fucking.
Exactly.
You gotta come get a hold of game wardens and shit, and have conservation come out here and deal with them, trap them. And
Yeah.
which the farmer got a couple traps for them.
Same here.
Yeah, I've never had no dealings with them, but he said if they smell fucking food, he said, Doug, they'll come through that fucking tent. He says, don't think they will not come through that tent. If they smell food, they will come through that fucking tent.
Yep. That's a true statement. We've got eagles here, and I've got like 3 nests in the wood. Like, I got 11 acres, and there's like 3 nests. And them son of a bitches one day, they kept. I went out back, and I'm sitting there. They were out there partying, man. One was on the edge of my pool. The other one had ate some Pop Tarts off the table. I was like, what the fuck's going on here? And they were just partying. There was 5 of them. And I was always told you can't shoot it because it's a bald eagle.
Yep.
And then, of course, we got Rocky the raccoon. He's been here since he was a baby. He used to play with the horses, one of my horses. And we just throw him out there fruit. And my daughter goes, Mom, do you realize that you have your own national lampoon right here? It's like, yeah. But he ain't hurting nothing. So
No,
go ahead and
exactly.
feed him some.
Wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it.
My granddaughter actually saw it, and she was forced. She's like, Granny, look, it's a raccoon. I said, it's a what? She says, it's a raccoon. I said, yeah, he's living over there in the pipe. He's got his own home out back. I said, I don't let nobody bother him. He don't hurt nobody. So I have my little sanctuary here.
I don't know. I think I'm going to call it a night, guys. I didn't get much sleep last night, and I got up early. I think I'm going to kick back, watch me a little bit YouTube, and I'll see you guys sometimes in AM.
All right, Doug. Have a good night.
You guys have a good night, too.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Gizmo, Rick. Night, Maria. Night, Danny.